Hey, Yagaho guys, we got our first battle here of the actual tournament. We had 6-man groups, so we got 5 rounds of round robin, and the best are the 2 winners of the divisions. We had 2 divisions, and also 2 wild cards will be moving on to a top 4. So we're gonna send out Reaverbot and try to set up some Stealth Rock early, but not against Moltres. I don't want to get roasted by a Fire Blast, so we're gonna go out to a Fire Resist instead. And see how well Flashman can take this, and he gets a crit. So all of his Pokemon are going to be named after New England Patriots players, and so perhaps fittingly in a show of sportsmanship, we're just going to draw that and try that again, because crits on turn 1 are pretty lame. We did notice there also that Moltres is a Life Orb, but we're going to do the same series of moves. It's just 2 moves, I guess, or 1 move. 1 move and then not run. So, yep, we're just going to go right out to Lantern. Should take under half this time, as I did live the crit. So, Fire Blasts, and does under half, yep. And what are we going to do here? Probably just go for Surf. I don't know anything else about his team, so we're just going to, I can live another one if he did decide to stay in. I don't want to do anything too fancy, so we're just going to go for Surf. Could also go for Discharge, but we're just going to go for the damage and go for Surf. Sends out Blissey, and what can Blissey really... Well, it's probably going to be somewhat of a stalemate here, except Estos is going to gradually make an impact. So I'm just going to go into Gutsman and threaten the offensive edge. Takes 100 points from Seismic Toss, and what move are we going to go for here? I'm actually going to select Payback, just to get a nice, probably neutral hit on whatever it wants to come in. And Gliscor wants to come in, so I see there's his 2 OUs, the Gliscor combo. It's pretty effective, but we're gonna, I could go for Ice Punch there, but I decided to go into Reaverbot. I see that Moltres is going to be a big threat, and I want to set up some Stealth Rock ASAP. Unfortunately, I lose my leftovers for it due to knockoff, and now I take some more damage from U-turn, so that's HP that's not going to be coming back. But we're going to get off, what is it, Stealth Rock? Yeah, we're going to set up Stealth Rock. His only likely spinner, or his only possible spinner, is Sandslash, who's not going to enjoy taking Ice Beams from anything. So U-turns into Bliss, and we're going to pivot into Shadow Man here to take that, and eats a Thunder Wave, and I'm actually pretty okay with that. So we're going to get a Toxic on this Blissey, and at least make sure it can't stay in. If it is Natural Cure, then go ahead and go away and do something else. So he's going to switch out into, fitting nickname, Tom Brady, or I guess perhaps his wife. The NU that should probably be OU, as we're just going to hit it with a Nightshade. Hits me with a Surf, and does under half, so we're going to, we'll never miss a chance to get a Toxic on Gastrodon. We saw from the switch out there, he is Natural Cure, so we don't know if he packs Aromatherapy on that Bliss or not. If not, then I've got a Gastro Toxic for the rest of the game, and that's amazing. So I'm able to recover up, and I can't believe I haven't been paralyzed yet, fully paralyzed. And yeah, I'm pretty content to sit in here and sit on Toxics all day. So he's going to switch back into Bliss. Just going to recover up those last couple hit points in case he wanted to stay in and keep going for Surf. And maybe we'll just Toxic this Bliss again. He does indeed show me Aromatherapy, but I actually go for Spite and get rid of 4 of them. So if this continues, Aromatherapy is down to what, 3 PP? Yeah, it's got a max of 8, and Spite is set to be exactly 4 in 4th. It's I think it's like 2 to 5 or something in previous gens. But anyway, we land the Toxic on another guy, so Shadow Man is doing exactly what he's supposed to do. Just sit in there and get rid of walls, recovery moves, and all other sorts of stuff with Spite. Recover up when needed, and just Toxic to victory. And right now he's paralyzed, which is very nice. We're going to be able to avoid getting him Toxic, which is horrible. So I finally get fully paralyzed there. I'm not really sure what move I would have wanted to go for. Maybe Spite to get rid of a Roost. I think that's what he used there. And what do I want to do here? Not too many useful moves, really. So he's going to switch back into Bliss. And, yep, looks like I get fully paralyzed again. Probably a good thing there. Whether I went for Spite, Toxic would have been okay. Spite, Recover, or, what's his other move? Nightshade would have all been ineffective. So really, I guess just saving me some PP there. Immediately switches into Brady, and right about now I'm really glad I set up those Stealth Rocks, because look how many switches he's had to make to try to find some answer here for Shadow Man. But I'm going to go ahead and switch out now and change things up a bit, go into Iceman, who's going to take a Surf, and takes it quite well. And Iceman can also sling Toxic, so I'm not sure you know, what he's gonna expect from this guy. But I'm gonna go ahead and get another Toxic on there, and he's gonna Toxic me back. But I do have Rest Tox, so that's not that big a deal. And what I'm kind of hoping here is that Bliss might come in, and I think the Gliscor is also poisoned, and really want to go for an aromatherapy. So we're gonna do something here. We're gonna do, I think it's gonna be Mud Slap. Probably not the best idea in the world, but I guess if he's gonna be expected to aroma, then Toxic would be not that useful either. Anyway, I guess maybe he could miss an S-Toss potentially. But what we're gonna do here is take an option to go into Gutsman. And now we've got some offensive tempo on him. He was kind of forced to aromatherapy that turn. And now we have Machamp versus Blissey, and I get to pick whatever move I want. He's got two guys who resist fighting, at least, in the form of Moltres and Gliscor. So it's kind of between Stone Edge and Ice Punch. I select Ice Punch, sends in Gliscor, and rightfully it's going to knock it out. So that's wound up being a fantastic series of moves for me. I just kind of got to dance around, or, you know, we were dancing around there for a while, and finally got to drop in Machamp and take out one of his walls. So here's Sandslash. This is going to be a spinner, and I got a couple of options here. I can stay in and just go for a 2-hit KO with Ice Punch. I can spin block with Sableye, or I could go into Reaverbot here to, you know, set up, if he wanted to set up Stealth Rock, spin it away, and if he wanted to spin, then I could set mine back up, all the while threatening with Ice Beam. So that's what I decided to do. In retrospect, maybe not the best idea. I think going to Shadow Man to block the spin would have been the best thing, especially as I switch here into Beat and I get Super Fanged. So I don't know what else this probably has Earthquake, but yeah. So Beat is now down at half HP, and what am I gonna do about this? I'm just gonna go for a Water Pulse. Probably a bad idea. Ultimately, I think I probably should have just gone for a Roost there. Would have exposed myself to Earthquake, of course, but you know, would have been the better HP, and Water Pulse did not get the Confusion proc with Serene Grace 40%, so that's unfortunate. And this, you know, one-on-one, I think Beat would probably beat Blissey due to Nasty Plot. You know, it's not going to be able to take +6 Air Slashes repeatedly, even if it is the best special wall in the game. But we're gonna go for a Roost, just get that HP back up there, and he does, you know, he does T-Wave. I guess I did see that earlier. He used it on Sableye. So now I am at full HP, but Signs Lumberry, so that's definitely not as good a spot as it could be. But between the two, I guess I'd rather be at full HP and no Lumberry than half HP with Lumberry. So I know I'm not gonna be able. It's gonna be. Do I want to stay in, sacrifice my speed, and just try to, you know, kill walls, or do I want to keep my potential speed advantage over some of the walls and just flinch hacks them? Ultimately, I'd say the latter's the better option, as we're just going to go into Gutsman. He's going to try to re-paralyze me. Of course, this has no guard and not Guts, but, you know, Paralysis, not the worst status I guess a Machamp can take. I'm already slower than most of his stuff. So I think I'm going to go for a Stone Edge here. This time I'm going to expect the other Fight Resist to come in. And instead he goes to the best thing he could have gone to in the form of Sandslash. Now he's going to be able to set up rocks. He's already spun. So I'm just going to go into Reaverbot to hopefully get my spin off. And, you know, prevent Beat from taking damage, prevent Iceman from taking damage. And yeah, we're going to go for a Rapid Spin here. And he's going to go into Wes Welker, his last guy I haven't seen, Sceptile. And as we saw in the battle against, last battle against Nzap, this team's a little bit grass offensive weak. Both of its mixed walls are weak to grass, which, you know, is a kind of a usually not considered a good attacking type due to all the steals and stuff, but it's pretty effective against this team. So I can certainly threaten him with Ice Beam. That should be at least a 2-hit KO. And I think that's actually what we're gonna go with here. You know, he could have special offense, he could be physical. I just don't know anything about him yet. I guess I don't want to give him a free something. And looks like I would have given him a free Swords Dance. So we do get some damage on there and gets it down to about half. It's going to be a 2-hit KO. But now with +2, no way is Reaverbot going to live a Leaf Blade. I don't know who's going to live a Leaf Blade. Maybe Beat can. It's got, I believe, full HP, right? So it should be able to live a Leaf Blade. But yeah, prospects are not looking that great right now. He's not in overgrow range yet. I don't know, maybe I don't think he would overpredict and go with a coverage move over Leaf Blade right here. There's really no reason to do that. Leaf Blade's going to be super powerful, and it's been shown to be neutral against most of my stuff. But I go into the only thing that's going to resist Leaf Blade, and that doesn't exactly resist Leaf Blade very well. Probably should have sacrificed Claydol right there and get the drop-in beat for free, and then he would live Leaf Blade, and of course Air Slash will take out Sceptile. So, mistake on my part. Gonna drop in Iceman, try to see what we can make happen out of it. We do see that he's got Life Orb as that HP bar is ticking down. Iceman's able to live a Rock Slide, which is big. That's another turn of Life Orb that's gonna have to be expended there. So yeah, right now, you know, I wasted my chance to maybe have Beat live a hit and then be able to respond. So we're kind of on the sacrifice guys to drain Life Orb strategy, which is usually not a winning strategy, as you might imagine. We're just going to get too far behind and race to get 6 pokes down. And really thinking about who to bring in here. Shadow Man, I believe he's at full HP. He might, no, not with Overgrow. With Overgrow now activated, no one's really going to live a Leaf Blade. I'm out of resistances to grass. Beat was my only one. You know, it was really my only chance, I think, is if I had just sacrificed Claydol or someone else. Someone else, I guess, would have been fine too. But I'm just going to go back into Beat. What I'm going to try to do here is bait him into a Rock Slide instead of a Leaf Blade. But I guess I kind of forget at the time that, oh, you know, he's got Overgrow activated now. He didn't for the first hit, I think. So, you know, it's going to pick up the knockout. It did about maybe like 45%. So it's going to get the knockout from there with Overgrow now activated. So, yeah, it looks like he's got 1, maybe 2 hits of Life Orb left. So I'm just trying to figure out, okay, what's going to be my guy that I want to keep alive the most. Ultimately, I think Shadow Man's going to be kind of in that regard. He did some great work dancing around the walls earlier, so maybe, you know, if it gets down to Shadow Man versus walls, he's paralyzed, he can dish out poison, he can spite away their recovery moves while recovering himself. I think I'll take Shadow Man against most of his remaining walls. But we're thinking about this for a long time. And who do we have left? I believe we also have Flashman. Right now, I'm kind of sad that he was able to live with like probably single-digit HP on the Life Form there. Flashman's probably gonna. Oh, it's tough to say. Flashman's gonna be the only thing that might live a Fire Blast from Gronkowski, Moltres. But ultimately, we're just gonna sacrifice him here. He's only gonna be really useful against one guy, whereas maybe Sableye can be effective against other guys. Welker finally goes down. Talk about beasting it for his team right there, for sure. Taking himself out, but took down what? I can't even count. At least 4 guys there. Crazy. So in comes Gronk again, and we're just gonna drop in Beat. And I really doubt that Beat can live from half HP. Life Orb, Fire Blast from Moltres. That's just too powerful. It's probably built for a special attack, I would imagine. If it does, you know, maybe we can get off a. Actually, I'm probably gonna bank for the miss and go for Roost. But it doesn't miss. You know, he was kind enough to take away the crit earlier, so you know, not missing there definitely justified. And we're just gonna drop in Shadow Man. What do I play for here? I don't think it's smart to play for, you know, the recover up. I don't think that's gonna do over half certainly. So maybe play for a Spite in case it misses, and then, you know, maybe I can recover off 1 more, and I think that will add up to having all of them gone. And then maybe I can live whatever his coverage move is. So we're just gonna, I think, go for Spite here. Just gotta hope for a miss, and it doesn't miss. It's gonna do how much? Is it gonna knock me out? Yep, it's really tough to live that. Sorry, Shadow Man, you did a great job, buddy. But ultimately, we just had no answer for Wes Welker, the Sceptile, just coming in and crushing it with yeah, we. Would have been nice to have the play where I just switched in Beat. Should have sacrificed somebody, dropped in Beat. Would have been my best option, I think, to win the game. But we didn't make the play, so that's how it goes sometimes. Thanks for the battle, Andrew. Losing effort by me, but great battle nonetheless. So stay tuned for next ones, guys. Later days.